Hey guys, what is up? My name is Stephanie. Welcome back. If you've been here before, it's nice to see you. If you haven't been here before, it's so nice to meet you. I am Steph and I'm so happy you clicked on this video. So today, I'm gonna call myself out really quick, but I came to the realization that life is truly a mirror. And there is nothing that has ever happened to me that isn't a reflection of how I see myself. And so we are going to be looking at this through the lens of which I came to this conclusion. So I'm going to be calling myself out in this video. I have this situation in which I am feeling increasingly more, I don't want to say insecure because that's not the right word, but I am in this situation in which I am dealing with a circumstance that's like long over and I still have these residual feelings about it. You know how you're always concerned about what other people are thinking of you, and like you don't want to go to a certain event because you think people are gonna like see you and like think this, that, or this of you, because of either decisions you've made or situations you found yourself in. But if you find yourself in a situation in which you don't want to go somewhere, you don't want to do something because you're scared of what other people are going to think of you, I was standing there thinking to myself, and I was like, I literally am feeling this way because everything in my reality is a reflection of me. And so let's just like pick an emotion. So say I'm fearful that people are going to see me as desperate and whatever. I'm only feeling that way because there's a part of me and there's a bit inside of me that feels as if I am desperate and I view myself as desperate. And has everything to do with me. It's not inherently what someone is seeing of me. Anything that someone is thinking of me is a projection of what I'm thinking of myself. It's like when I struggle with my confidence, I'm like, everybody's gonna think I'm so insecure and yada yada yada. No, I am the one that's sitting here thinking that I am insecure, thinking that I am unworthy, thinking that everyone's going to judge me or not like me or this, that, or the other thing. And that is me. That is my trauma. That is the stuff that I need to work through. And that has nothing to do with anyone else. And Abraham Hicks always says that the only person that you are in control of is you. And everyone on this planet is here to look out for themselves, and they care about themselves. And you can tell them to do something, but they're really only doing things for themselves in the grand scheme of things to evolve their experience, evolve their human whatever. And that didn't really click with me until I was like standing there doing my hair, and I was like, bro, like literally the only reason that you are feeling this way is because you have this inherent belief that you are desperate and you are shaming yourself for this situation, and you are the one that's like shitting on yourself, and as a result your fears about what other people are thinking of you, whether they're thinking that or not, is going to be reflected into your reality, because life is a mirror. And I've always heard this, and I've always been like, yeah, whatever, I'm just gonna think positive. No, but like internally, subconsciously, like I had this belief that I needed to be shamed, and I was shameful of my past, and I was shameful of the things I had done and the things I had gone through, or the person I was becoming. And so I'm sitting here freaking out about this situation, and I'm like fear-based rehearsing this in my mind, and it's not even real. It's not even a thing. It's what I am doing to myself. It's how I am viewing myself that's making me feel this way. And so I think that when it comes to manifestation and like us not seeing the things we want, it's because inherently we don't believe we can have them. We don't believe we're good enough. We don't believe that money's a good thing. We don't believe that a relationship's a good thing. We don't believe anyone could ever love us. And so we're sitting there and we're like trying to manifest a relationship or money or a different job or a different home situation, but like we're inherently focusing on the fact that we don't have it, and we're feeding ourselves these programs of like, I don't have it because of X, Y, and Z, and I don't have it because I'm not pretty enough, and I don't have it because I'm not smart enough, and I don't have it because everyone else is more talented than me, or everyone else just like was luckier than I am. And it's so crazy to me to think that like I have stopped so many good things from happening in my life because I rehearsed this story in which I wasn't good enough, in which I was not worthy, and truly any of these things are not true. This is the story that I've rehearsed to myself. This is what I believe to be true because of the things I've told myself out of the way that I feel about myself, and in turn my reality has reflected this. This full moon that we just experienced has brought up a lot for me, and I'm sure it has for for you as well. It's been very intense, but like it's been so therapeutic in a sense, because I didn't shy away from the fact that like I have shit to work on. And so when I accepted the fact that I had shit to work on, I began to receive all this guidance and all these downloads of which it's all me. Everything that I could ever want and everything that I could ever have and anything I could ever experience up until this point is about me and what I feel about myself and how I think about myself. And truly, anyone else's opinions of me aren't real because it's a reflection of me. But I can sit here and say, I'm trying to manifest love and I want a relationship and yada, 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 yada. Okay? I can say all of that. I'm really calling myself out here. I can say all of that. I can be like, I want love and I'm so excited for the right partner in my life. But then I'm like laying in bed and I'm like, no one's gonna want to date me because I live in my dad's house. And the universe is like, okay, no one's gonna want to date you, that's fine. So accountability is hard because we all think we do it. But then we all want to blame other people for our external reality. But that's not it. That's not it at all, okay? Your external reality is a reflection of your inner reality. I'm not in a relationship because I've continuously blocked any form of love or any form of commitment or any form of intimacy. I blocked that. I'm not saying that you need to be completely healed in order to receive love. You're worthy and deserving of love and respect and commitment and all of these things now. But do you think that you are worthy of that? Because your thoughts are inhibiting your emotions, that are wiring your patterns, that are creating your life. So it's not even about like thinking positive and being positive and like believing it's gonna happen if you have all this stuff that's counteracting it. The universe can only work for you what you're willing to work with the universe, you know? And like the universe works for you. But if you're working against yourself, there's no way that anything good can come to you. And that's why shadow work is so important. That's why being honest with yourself is so important. That's why not making it anyone else's issue but your own is so important. Because like we can sit here and we can be like, my life is this and I really want this, but it's not happening for me. It's the story you tell yourself. If you wake up and you're like, today is going to be the best freaking day. I'm going to get everything I need to get done. I'm going to do so well. I'm going to be so confident. I allow myself to be confident. I allow myself to do well. Then your day is going to go completely different than if you're like, well, it's just like a day. It's just like every other day and it's not going to be any day. Like decide, demand that you deserve to have the best day ever and allow yourself to have the best day ever. Give yourself permission to be accountable for what you're thinking, what you're feeling, what your beliefs are. Because at the end of the day, when it's just you, yes, there's no one else to blame, but there's no one else to give your power to. There's no way for anyone to make you feel any certain type of way. When you take your power and you claim it as your own and you're accountable for the things that you're feeling and the things you're experiencing and the life you're living, when you're accountable for it all and there's no way for you to place any blame on anyone else, you will start to see radical changes in your life because it's just you, baby. It's just you. And you need to do the shadow work and you need to meet yourself where you are and say, hey, like, well, why don't I have it? Why isn't it here? What am I doing that's hindering it from being here? And it's hard to be accountable because we've been taught to blame other people for our situations. We've been taught to feel sorry for ourselves. We haven't been taught to empower ourselves. We haven't been taught to feel good about ourselves. We haven't been taught to feel good in the contrast of what we don't want and what we do want and all the things, because it's just easier to not think it's you. But I know it's me. And it's not easier to sit here and say that I'm the reason that I'm not where I want to be, but I am. I'm my own worst enemy. I'm my own queen sabotage. My thoughts and what I think about myself are the things that are creating my future. My thoughts are dictating my decisions. My fears are dictating my decisions. And so in turn, nothing's gonna change because I'm just gonna stay comfortable. But if I do the scary stuff, if I do the shadow work, if I remind myself that I'm not perfect and I will never be perfect and there's nothing wrong with that, but I don't get to feel sorry for myself in the contrast of living the life that I don't want. The accountability of it all is overwhelming, but it feels good to like be like, okay, like it's me and I can change it because it's me and it's not out of my control because it's me. And I can choose right now to feel better and think differently and catch myself in those moments that I'm being mean to myself, catch myself in those moments that I'm feeling unworthy and say no. That was old Steph. We don't identify with that anymore. We don't identify with that old story. We identify with the story of like, I can have whatever I want and I will work on myself and I will put in the work and I will do what I need to do and I will release the fear and I will do it anyway because you know what? What's the worst thing that's gonna happen? Rejection? Okay, that's misalignment, that's protection. Other people's opinions of you, why does it matter? Why does it matter? If you know who you are, if you have a good opinion of you, why does it matter? You don't need that external validation. Any other opinion that anyone has to say about you is a reflection of them because they're creating their external reality and they're creating their thoughts. And then you're lined up with that, with your thoughts and your beliefs. And you're coming together in this exchange because you felt this way about yourself and they feel this way about themselves, and so they're going to make themselves try to feel better by saying this, and you're going to receive that because that's how you feel about yourself, and then you're going to feel worse, and it's just an impending cycle. And I wish that like I could be like, oh, you just journal and write about your feelings and like it'll all work out. But like you have to put in the work for yourself. You have to show up for yourself every single fucking day, and it's hard. Anything that you're fearful of will materialize if you do not work on why you're fearful and how it can change for you. You can decide today that things can be different, or you can continue to stay stuck and comfortable and feel sorry for yourself and blame other people for where you are. And it might seem harsh, but I'm hearing these words from myself to myself. So imagine how I feel, okay? But you've got it. Knowledge is power. And knowing yourself is power. And knowing why you do the things you do is power. And knowing why you want to have the things you want is power. And knowing that you deserve the best and you have to release anything that's no longer positively serving you to get there is power. And unfortunately, those parts of yourself that are no longer positively serving you must go too, whether it be behaviors or stories or patterns or belief systems or truly just how you spend your time. You're going to have to make changes to become the person you want to be. You're going to have to make changes to become your most idealized self. And you won't be able to stay the same to get there. And there are sacrifices that you will have to make, but it will be worth it. It will be worth it to wake up where you want to be. And then you'll get there and there'll be something else, so you're going to have to keep going. So you might as well have fun with it. Stop taking things so seriously. Stop thinking that everyone else's opinion of you is the end of the world, because truly it is your opinion of you materialized into the physical plane. And hopefully this resonated with you. Hopefully this made some sense. And if you'd like to subscribe and stick around and hang out and join our little spiritual family we've got going here, I would love to have you, and I will see you guys next week for a whole new video. And thank you so much. I love you. And to everyone who is subscribed, I appreciate you so much, and I love you. So have the most amazing day and go kick ass and demolish your ego, because you deserve it. And I will go do the same. I got some journaling to do, very obviously. Okay, bye guys.